You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver
What the hell is that?
Podcast.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Slap me thrice and hand me to me mama. We're going to do wrestle talk here. We're locked and loaded on the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast.
Hey man, I found Ransom one time curled up in a fridge, hovering for the apocalypse, but I think he was just tired.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
What are you doing? This is my podcast.
I'm doing the intro to this show, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast because we have picks to do, which means it's going to be one heck of a slam, bang, ping, pang, ding, dang filled episode of suspicion. Is it? Well, some of these picks might be suspicious. If people get weird with it, it might be a suspicious pick. And if it is, you know what you have to do. You have to get them, boys, and you have to vote them out. And look, if you're sus, you got to go. Ryuk, I'm looking at you, man. But if you get beef, I'm here for it. I'll let you get away. Prison rules. Tiger Bomb Tom is here. Poot the Bard is here. Beef the Legend is here. And I am Ransom the Madman, your resident stupid loudmouth face. And we're going to do picks tonight for AEW. Is it Double or Nothing?
Yes. It is.
Thank the Lord. I don't pay attention to things. Boy, you'd think I'd be a little bit more caught up on the wrestling while doing a wrestling podcast on the weekly, but I suck. So I don't. In any case, boys, it should be a very good and a very interesting pay-per-view because from what I gathered last week, I think at least three of us are kind of up in the air on what we think is going to happen with the AEW World Title. Is Adam Page going to continue his moo run? Or is CM Punk going to win this title much sooner than maybe some of us expected? I think this is going to be a really good one.
I 100% agree. Like, this is, I've had my favorites for a while, Rumble weekend, Mania weekend, and as of late, they've been okay, nothing to write home about. Not having the NXT events like before them kind of hurt. But now, like, Double or Nothing is like one of those weekends. I love that it's like kind of like a Memorial Day tradition. Nobody works on Monday, so everybody gets together, we watch wrestling, maybe some brews are had. And
we touch dicks.
We don't. Well, I mean,
damn it! I'm gonna miss the dick touching.
You did what?
And I mean, like, and there's no regret. We're not sitting there going, "Oh, if only X, then Y," or if only if only Roman Reigns had lost. No, there's none of that. We stand out in the parking lot for like 20, 30 minutes, and we go, "Man, what a great fucking pay-per-view! How is AEW going to top that? Why can't WWE do that?" You're listening to an AEW fanboy podcast. Like that, these are facts. And that's not to say we can't see the flaws. We have acknowledged them on many occasions. Right. But the fact is, we all believe that AEW is superior to WWE. The ratings don't agree with us. Raw and SmackDown still get far superior ratings to AEW, but they've also been around for 30 and 20 some years now. Yep. AEW's been around for 3.
Here's the difference, though, and here's where I don't think ratings really matter. The difference is when we gather to watch a WWE pay-per-view, when the pay-per-view is over, I would say 90% of the time, after that pay-per-view, it's, all right, guys, thanks for coming over to whoever's house we came over to. It's great getting together with you guys. Everybody have a safe trip. Send me a quick text whenever you get home. All right, good night, good night, good night. Gone. That's it. 90% of the time when we gather for WWE pay-per-views, that's the sign-off. I would also say that for every AEW pay-per-view that I have gathered together with you gents for, I'm confident in saying that every single one has ended with us in the parking lot or on the porch recapping, rehashing, talking about it, sewing our jaws back together because after they hit the floor, we needed to pick them up again. That's the sign. And I don't care what the ratings say. Ratings are one thing. Experience is another thing. And I'm not an AEW apologist. I appreciate good wrestling all around. If WWE puts on great wrestling, I'm going to appreciate it. I'm not just going to crap on it because it's WWE. But I'm telling you, for the majority of the time, we have a standard, all right, guys, thanks for coming, goodbye, after WWE. We stand around and talk about what has happened after the AEW pay-per-views. So I think that's a sign that true wrestling fans, not just ratings and numbers, true wrestling fans who aren't WWE apologists or strictly AEW apologists can look at these events and you can kind of see this company puts on a great wrestling event. This company puts on a spectacle of sports entertainment. There are vastly two different things.
Yep.
Sorry for the little rant.
No, and to kind of drive your point home, Ransom, about ratings not really meaning anything, you can take and look at shows that have really high ratings, like let's say something like something that none of us watch, The Bachelor. It's one of the highest rated TV shows, like, in general. But it's hot. It's a fucking hot dumpster fire. It's not any good. So, take that for what it's worth.
Exactly. And anymore, these days, everything's kind of gauged on clicks and tweets and hashtags and likes. Like, it's a very social media dominated thing. And as much as WWE likes to puffery and likes to be able to say, "Oh, we dominated," and I really think that AEW does a lot better with that kind of things.
Damn kids and their Twitter and their twatting and the fucking give us some pics, Beef.
Pooh, you're very quiet.
Into the toy shed.
Pooh, you're very quiet tonight. It's making me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I'm here too. I was just letting things happen naturally because whenever we try and talk over each other, there are two things that happen. Number one, no one understands anything, and number two, I get at least once from Ransom, "Shut up."
Yep.
And then I didn't want to do that. So I was sitting back enjoying my Brewdog Hellcat Iron Maiden beer and just listening.
Sponsor.
And just listen.
Should be a sponsor.
So I'm here too, everyone. Hi.
Not a sponsor.
Reach out to Bruce. See if he'll throw some schmeckles our way.
Bruce.
Oh, right.
Bruce.
Yeah. If it's no. Bruce.
Oh yeah. I'll call him. He'll fly in and say hi. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man.
Give me a pick.
Getting his jet. All right. So standings first.
Get his jet.
Before we get too far ahead, the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast is dominating the May picks.
Don't talk about it, though.
At the top of the leaderboard is Beef, Ransom, and Tom with 21 points. That's right. We were fucking perfect at Backlash.
Wait, hold on. We weren't just perfect. We were perfect.
Perfect. And Poot has 20. No shade. He went out on a limb.
I went out on a limb because if I didn't, then exactly what would have happened, which is not a bad thing. All four P3 boys being on top. I'm here for it.
Listen, we can get that title back and use a pizza cutter and cut it up into 4 ways. That's fine. I don't care. We can be Captain Planet. We can be Captain Planet. I don't care. As long as it's out of the hand of stupid Dave,
allegedly,
and it's not in the hand of Ryuk or dumb Pat or Pat's wife on a weird whim.
I like Salt.
Wow.
I just imagine the Captain Planet of us splitting up that belt. It would be Salt, Rum, Knowledge, and Tom.
The fuck? Am I the Monty to this thing? I'm Heart?
Yeah, you're Heart. Listen, man. You gotta have heart.
Yeah, you're Heart. Sorry, buddy.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
But to be fair,
I'm out of here.
You're the heart. You are the heart of the P3. All right, so
a good way to spin that Beef.
Hardly.
After
I tried. You tried. I appreciate you trying.
Well,
Participation award.
Anyway,
That's what I appreciate about you, Beef.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you. All right.
Is that what you appreciate about me?
That's what I appreciate. Well, I mean, that and,
we have to do picks.
Anyway, after the P3 comes Ryuk with 15. He's in his Stone Show. Dave with 14. Too bad about the title, Dave. Sorry to hear. Pat with 13. Keep sending those questions at Pat. Maybe you'll get us one of these days. Probably not, though. And Amber with 12. Who I think her main goal is just to beat Pat every month, and I hope that she continues to do so.
Wow. What's happening?
Are your here is your Double or Nothing card 2022. Pay attention.
Yeah.
No.
On the pre-show, we have Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Jade Cargill is defending the TBS Championship against Anna Jay. In Jade's corner, easy for me to say, will be the baddie section, Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet. The House of Black, comprised of Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King, are taking on Death Triangle, Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Ray Fenix, with Alex Abrahantes.
Ray Fenix.
The Hardy Boys the Hardys.
Because they're not boys anymore.
Nope.
Hardy old men.
WWE apparently owns the word boys. Versus the Young Bucks with Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
The Jericho Appreciation Society takes on Not LAX along with the Blackpool Combat Club minus William Yuta. Wheeler Yuta.
Not LAX.
I mean, they're LAX, but they can't be called LAX. It's like this getting Austin Powers. Well, it's very clearly LAX. Nope, we cannot call it LAX. It's like LAX, but it's not LAX. Let's run from them like it's LAX, but it's not. MJF versus Wardlow. If Wardlow wins, he will be granted his release from MJF's contract. If MJF wins, Wardlow will be permanently banned from signing with AEW. By the way, the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Motley Crue is the Anarchy in the Arena match. What's that? I don't know.
It's a no disqualification match. Let's just call it what it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
In the finals of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament final. Oh, and it's actually the Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament final. It's Britt Baker, DMD. Excuse me, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus either Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander. That will be determined tomorrow night on Rampage.
So how are we going to pick that tonight then?
You got three choices. Choose well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's my one pointer right off the bat. I can tell you that.
The men's Owen Hart Cup tournament finals. Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Jurassic Express, comprised of
Jesus.
I need to reboot after that.
Are you finally having that stroke that we've been talking about for years? Like, are you
drinking the rum? Is it me?
Jungle Boy.
Why is the rum gone?
Oh, my Jesus. The Jurassic Express, comprised of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, will defend their tag team titles against Team Taz, which is Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Thunder Rosa will defend her women's title against Serena Deeb. And the Hangman, Adam Page, will defend against CM Punk for the AEW World Championship. That is a mouthful. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful card. Let's do some picks.
Completely forgotten most of what Beef has just said.
Great. So we're going to start with Poot since he's the low man here.
I don't know.
Pre-show, Hookhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Who you got? How many points, Peter?
How many points are we working with?
11.
Sorry, 11.
11? Listen.
Sweet mother.
Listen, there is... I'm going to go out on a goddamn limb. If they don't have a Hookhausen win, that's the dumbest fucking shit in the universe. 10 points Hookhausen.
Yes.
Ransom.
I'm going to go 5 points Hookhausen.
Tiger Bomb Tom.
Well then, I'm gonna go with. Oh God, I'm gonna go with 9 points on Hookhausen.
Oh boy.
Very nice. Very evil. Hookhausen, 10 points. Doesn't make any sense.
Very respectful.
Doesn't make any sense at all for them to fucking lose. None whatsoever. I think Hook's gonna be a big fucking deal in AEW. Despite him being, tiny, he's gonna be mighty. Speaking of mighty, yes.
Like my dick.
No.
Anyway, speaking of mighty, Jade Cargill, the reigning defending TBS champion, will defend her belt against Anna Jay of the Dark Order. Ransom, who you got?
I don't know.
Well, fuck.
The title holder for 1 point.
All right. Tom.
11 points on Jade.
Holy crap.
And by the way, I can't remember. I don't remember if it was on an episode of Dynamite or if it was on Dark. But I know that our one of our favorite IWC boys, RC Dupree, his girl Ashley was part of the baddie section or whatever in one of those.
Oh,
shit, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's super awesome.
Yeah, man.
I saw him, RC that is, and Argos as security getting owned by Wardlow when they were in Pittsburgh. So
yes,
always good to see the hometown boys faring well.
Yeah. So it probably was that particular episode of whatever it was, Dynamite or
and
Dark
she
or
fits
whatever.
right in with the baddie club, so that makes no sense. I'm going Jade Cargill, absolutely. I
Is
would
she
love
the champion?
Yes,
she is.
Oh, thank goodness.
I would love to see Anna Jay win. I just don't think that she's the one to beat Cargill.
Nope.
I honestly think it's someone who hasn't arrived in AEW yet, but may make their debut on Sunday night. We'll see. But I'm going 8 points with Jade. Poot, who you got?
Holy balls.
Oh, I'm going 9 points, Jade Cargill.
Oh my gosh, I picked the wrong. I picked Y.
Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you.
Yeah, it sucks.
The House of Black versus Death Triangle, and I think it's just a standard 6-man match. Tom.
Oh boy, I have no idea because I feel like this is one of those ones that could go either way. But I have no idea who's been being pushed and who's not, and who's gotten the upper hand. So I'm going to say 3 points on House of Black.
Yeah, I mean, it's a toss-up, honestly. At various times, each of these teams have held the upper hand. I'm excited to finally have the House of Black. Yes?
Huh?
What's your problem?
All right.
John Madden.
Anyway, I'm excited to have the House of Black finally get a pay-per-view slot. And I mean, Death Triangle is amazing as usual. So I'm going 4 points, House of Black. Pootsky.
All right, this is where I'm gonna take a little bit of a turn. I'm gonna say 2 points on Triángulo de la Muerte.
I don't hate that pick.
I don't hate that pick either because Rey Fénix is back, baby. So I feel like this has been a very balanced feud. I just feel like Death Triangle needs a big win, and I don't think it'll. I almost knocked my mic over. That was just very well timed. I don't think it'll hurt the House of Black. I think maybe if Death Triangle takes a win, we might see another member of House of Black. We may very well see it happen. I don't know. It's just something I'm throwing out there. But I think that Death Triangle really needs like a solid big victory to kind of put themselves back with their legs under them.
Was Rey Fénix out for a while with injury or something? And so
he was out. He was out with
he got hurt in the title match, I think. Yeah, yep. When they lost to Lucha Brother or
So is this going to be his first match back?
No, I think he's had at least one match on Dynamite.
I think he had one match, if I recall.
I believe you're right.
But again, it's that's like just bringing him back, going, "Hey, Rey Fénix is back. All right, now." You know what I mean?
No, on the main event. Ransom, who you got in this match?
I'm going to go 3 points with Hilo de Muerta.
I don't know what you mean. So I'm assuming you mean Death Triangle.
Yeah. What did I say?
You went to where? The Islands of Death. Got it.
Okay.
By the way, that would be a great name for the fucking some Pacific Islanders, Jeff Cobb and what's his name? Fucking Ozilla from NXT. I can't remember his other name.
That's my team name. Don't take it. I said it.
Sorry, you sure did.
Trademark.
New band name. I call it.
The Hardys versus the Young Bucks. It's so stupid that they're not the Hardy Boys, and I get that they haven't been boys for years. But I mean, it's a dumb. I think this match is going to be better than one would assume. I think that it's going to be a very, very lenient match, and I think that everybody's going to get their spots in. But I think at the end of the day, the Bucks win, and I'm putting 7 points on it. Who?
See, I'm not as bold as you on this one. I'm gonna say the Bucks for 5. I'm gonna keep it a little lean, right in the middle, but Bucks for 5, absolutely.
El Ransom de Muerte.
I'm gonna put a hot 6er on the Bucks. And by the way, if Vince McMahon was able to get boys trademarked, I'm fairly certain he'll be able to trademark the Queen. Just a little throwback to our previous episode.
Yep, I was thinking that too. I was thinking that.
It's fair. It's funny because they probably have it trademarked with a Z, like the Hardy Boys. I bet if they called them the Hardy Boys with an S, they'd probably get away with it. Tom, who you got in this match?
I'm also going to put 5 points on the Young Bucks. No real rhyme or reason. Just don't know where to go.
I mean, you can't. The Hardys can't win this match, can they?
I don't know.
The Bucks.
Oh, they absolutely could. The Bucks could eat the loss. It's just
but that's all they've done this year. But that's all they've done this year. He lost.
My point was that if the Bucks do beat the Hardys, because the Hardys have been on a run since they've come back, the Bucks putting the Hardys down, knocking them off the top of the mountain for the last time. Yeah, they'll hang around. Yeah, they'll do some stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not but they're going to be the ones to knock them off to where they don't climb back up before they're done. That puts a lot of credence on the Bucks. Plus, the Bucks over the Hardys, to a lot of people, would really, really, really go like, oh, wow, the Bucks beat the Hardy Boys. They're the greatest tag team. Because that's how people like that talk.
Yeah.
No, man, the greatest tag team has the night off. They already had a banger of a match last night, so they're taking the night off.
Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas are back?
Yes.
No, man, FTR.
Oh, see, I can see how people would think the way that Pooch said, but I can also see another sect of people saying, "Oh, look at AEW! They're putting once again, freaking those Young Bucks went over on again. Whenever it's Cody." It's just Cody. They're just a tag team version of Cody Rhodes, just going over everybody. Burr.
Yeah, but they haven't though. This year, they've been very down. They've been injured. They've lost matches. They lost to FTR. I absolutely think the Hardys need to win, or the Bucks need to win. And more importantly, I'm not in on Matt and Jeff Hardy. I'm in on Broken Matt and Brother Nero. So, if this sends us down that path, even to start, I'm here for it.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I know we have more picks to go through, but I want to touch on it real quick.
Touch it.
There are some teams and gimmicks that can kind of stand the test of time. I just don't feel like the Hardy Boys, you call them whatever you want to, but this iteration of them is essentially pretty much this. It's the same thing as the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys Z with a Z for all you people that are not American. It's just it hasn't aged well. The two fingers in the mouth and the hip gyrations and when you're young dudes, man, man.
Dude, that boy.
Okay, do that,
dude, bro.
That worked. That worked when you guys were young. You two are old men now, so getting up on the top rope with with the fingers in the mouth, and double suicide finger in the mouth, and Jeff Hardy with his hip gyrating down the dude. You're gonna fracture that hip. Nobody wants to see a 47-year-old dude gyrate his hips like that. That's the kind of shit that you see at the reverse version of the Sugar Shack from Clarion.
Tell that
like,
to
not
fucking
good.
Ric Flair.
You know?
Yeah, man, not good.
I believe that there are some marked women who were graduated about the same time that we did that absolutely are still there for Jeff Hardy.
But here's the thing. My point is, and I don't care what you think, and I don't care what they think. MILFs. The point is that I don't feel like that gimmick has aged well.
I agree. I 100% agree.
However, the broken Matt Hardy and the brother Nero thing, those are things, yes, it's fresh, and those are things that dudes their age kind of have more of a business doing. Like the whole dark, weird, like kind of like out of this world type thing. Like I can get with that. You guys aren't trying to be the Hardy Boys of, 1999, 2000. It's fresh. I think they need to move that way with that.
Well, and I said whenever they started this run, they both have been very vocal saying this is our last run. And I feel
really?
Yeah, not like being this big declarative retirement. They're just like, we've got one good run left in us together. So, and I think honestly for Matt, I think he realizes that obviously more than Jeff does.
But
I mean,
on
Jeff,
that much cocaine, you don't know what you can't do.
Well, that's true. Anyway, so what? So no, like that's the thing is that I think what they're gonna do is they're going on a tour of their greatest hits. Like they're starting here at the genesis of what made them successful, and then they're gonna, as a team, they're gonna do the Brother Nero broken thing. I think it would be fucking perfect. Just have them run the gamut and take each gimmick around for one more run.
And we already saw Big Money Matt, and I still think that Big Money Matt is better than Hardy Boy Matt.
Big Money Matt is one of the best gimmicks ever. His fucking YouTube videos back when he was like, you don't understand what it's like to have all this money. I have nowhere to put it. Like, it was fucking hilarious.
That shit was great. That really was.
Hear me out. So let's say that ladders get involved because I'm betting that they do. I don't know how, but I bet that they get involved. So the Bucks win, right?
When?
Bucks win. Lights go out. They come back on. There's fucking Wyndham Rotunda and all of his fucking garb. You hear the what? As he's like holding like both of them by their fucking the Hardy Boys by their hair. Lights back out, and then they're all gone. How good would that be?
Oh Lord! So you're thinking that Wyndham Rotunda, one of his horror gimmicks, is how they wind up introducing broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero to AEW.
How perfect would that be, though, right?
I mean, that's too perfect.
It is. It really is. And that's, that's the fantasy booker in me. But, man, like, that'd be fucking perfect. And especially, like, just like the real fucking clean, like, lights out, lights on, lights out, gone. Like, that, it would be perfect.
Yep.
All right, continuing on with these picks, we have the Jericho Appreciation Society, which I will name. They are Jericho, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, formerly known as 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager, versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, Santana and Ortiz, and Daniel Bryan and John Moxley in what is deemed as the Anarchy in the Arena match. Funny story. In the promo, Jericho tried to challenge him to a Stadium Stampede match. And Moxley was like, nah, we ain't doing another sports entertainment bullshit. We're going to be in a fucking war. He didn't use the F word, but he did say, like, none of the sports entertainment shit. You're not luring us in with this, Chris.
That's funny.
Good stuff from some real great veterans. Pootsky, who you got?
Oh, absolutely Team Proud and Powerful. I mean, not LAX. Absolutely them. I'm sorry. It does not make, again, this is one of those ones with how hot the Blackpool Combat Club is, with how everyone fucking adores Eddie Kingston, with like just that run, that crew, they have to fucking win because it'll just, lend credence to everything the Blackpool Combat Club has been saying. It'll kind of lend credence to Eddie Kingston for any doubters out there, because there's so much noise on the internet of people saying that Eddie Kingston is just a doughy has-been. Like, he's just a doughy, out-of-shape old guy who's finally getting his due.
Really?
And, yeah, I see, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People.
Wow.
A lot of hate for Eddie. Well, and it's misplaced. It's not like people like us. It's the idiot community. Let's not forget where this started.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Poot. It's just when you said that, it kind of like I don't.
It's fucking shocking.
I've never seen it.
It's shocking because Eddie Kingston is fucking incredible, and he keeps up. Could he condition a little bit more? Sure. But how many guys his age couldn't stand to have a little conditioning? You know what I mean? But I'm going with them for 7 points.
Hup.
Ransom, yes.
Blackpool Combat Club for 7 points as well.
Timothy.
Gross.
This is going to be the longest acronym ever. Team ENLAXBCC. That is Eddie Kingston, not LAX, and Blackpool Combat Club for 8 points.
Thanks for spelling it out.
I'm pretty sure that at some point in some iteration, Eddie Kingston was part of LAX. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure he was in with those guys, if not on Impact, somewhere on the Indies. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just good sense. Jericho is really pulling some great heel heat with his fucking sports entertainer bullshit. The fact that he's pulled Daniel Garcia down with him is incredible. Yeah, just good stuff all around from all of these guys. It should be a very entertaining match. Speaking of I haven't. I'm sorry. LAX. Thanks for keeping me honest, though. LAX. I'm sorry, not LAX. And Blackpool Combat Club for 6 points. It's just obvious, I think. Speaking of entertaining, MJF. Time and time again, the fucking ratings getter. If you look by like quarterly and like hourly and whatever segment breakdown, like MJF segments always spike in ratings. There's a lot to unpack with what's going on with MJF, as in whether or not this whole bidding war of 2024 is real, whether you're believing the fact that Tony Khan has offered him something and he doesn't want it, and there's a lot going on here. But he's facing Wardlow at Double or Nothing. I think it's just a straight up singles match, but yeah, if MJF wins, Wardlow will be permanently banned from AEW. That being said, Ransom, it's your pick.
I have no freaking idea. I don't know what's going on here.
So, long story short, after Revolution, when Wardlow handed the Dynamite Diamond ring to CM Punk, MJF basically has been keeping Wardlow on a leash, saying, I own your contract, not AEW. You're not going to compete unless I let you. And he basically turned on MJF. And from there, like, he's been coming out to no music, escorted by police guards.
In handcuffs.
Handcuffs, the whole bit. He had to go through the trials of MJF. MJF hit him with his belt like 7 times. Spears hit him like 3 or 4 times. And he no-sold all of it. He just beat Sean Spears, he just beat Sean Spears last night in a cage match to make this match official. So all of that being said, that's where we are. If MJF wins, Wardlow can't be in AEW anymore. If Wardlow wins, he gets free of MJF's tendrils and gets to be an AEW performer.
So I have, good Lord, I don't know what I'm doing with this one. Like it feels like Wardlow's a house of fire, and part of me says like, okay, well, AEW's going to want to capitalize on that, so he's going to go over. But then again, I feel like MJF needs probably a pretty big win. Like I can't remember his past streak on win-losses when it comes to the different feuds he's been in, but it just feels like MJF needs a win to, like, hey man, this dude's a big deal, and I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have Wardlow lose and he leaves AEW, but they have him be one of the premier stars on Ring of Honor.
Damn it! Why do you read my mind?
Well, I'm spitballing like any idea that I can come up with because I have no idea. Like I don't know where the thought process is with everybody. I don't know where like the internet consensus is. I have zero idea of what they plan to do with him. I feel like Wardlow's too big of a big deal for them to say, oh, okay, we're he can't wrestle in AEW anymore, but he can wrestle in Ring of Honor. But Ring of Honor doesn't have a TV show yet, do they?
Not as of this moment.
Yeah.
So are they going to keep him off of TV for however long it takes for them to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor? And even if that is the case, pardon me, I feel like they see more in Wardlow than, not to belittle Ring of Honor, but it just seems to me like they would want Wardlow as like a guy that's going to climb the ladder to potentially be the AEW champion. I don't know. I'm talking myself in circles here. Beef, what's the next lowest pick that I have? Do I have a 2 or a 3 or a?
You have a 2 up for grabs yet. You've used
Holy Swiss cheese biscuits!
Oh yeah,
and
you've kind of left yourself in the corner. So far, you've used 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. So outside of 2 and 4, you have some high value picks in like the biggest matches. So
I'm not happy with what has transpired. I'm gonna go ahead and say my life is full of regret. Therefore,
good luck, fuckface.
4 on Wardlow.
4 on the War Dog. I like it.
There's the 3 of you here can pick up my corn dog, can pick up my terrible pick slack and beat the pants off of Dave. So I'm all right.
Tom?
Swinging for the fences. 10 on Wardlow.
It's a good pick, and I honestly never even considered them shipping him to Ring of Honor.
I thought about it only because for what Ransom said, like the or whatever you guys had said in one of the last episodes when you kind of like gave a little bit of a pick preview, was the fact that MJF needs a good pay-per-view win, but he's also somebody that can eat all the pins in the world, and he's still the best damn heel in the business right now. So I'm pretty confident in the Wardlow pick.
The minute that they said that if MJF beats Wardlow, he's out of AEW, I'm like, I hate those stipulations. I hate loser leave town stipulations because unlike the territory days when it worked and people could disappear for months at a time and then come back,
yep.
Like AEW basically showed Cody Rhodes the door because they're like, hey man, we're holding you to your word. You said you weren't going to have another world title shot, but so see you later. And they let him walk. That was kind of a big deal. And I assume that they're going to stand by their word on this too. That if Wardlow is out, he is out. Until such a time that they could weasel him back in. But I mean, that could be months from now.
Right.
And 100% Wardlow is one of the biggest things they have going because he's opposite MJF. MJF is a fucking heat magnet. He is the best in the world at what he does. I make no bones about it. He's the best heel in the world right now. I don't know. And like the best part, the absolute best part is that he's blurring the line between shoot and work with this fucking bidding war of 2024. Like we're getting pieces of information disseminated that I'm sure are very carefully dropped about how Tony Khan offered him this big money contract, but wants him for many years, and MJF doesn't want the years; he wants the money. And like the WWE really wants MJF. There is so much happening that I don't know if it's real or fake. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman is a fucking mastermind. As much as WWE is trying to kill kayfabe, that man is fucking resuscitating it. And so he's the guy that's going, don't you die on me. I stand by MJF.
Live. Say the fucking word.
Don't you die on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you die on me.
All that being said, I think that MJF gets his big pay-per-view win at the end of the summer when he beats, spoiler alert, CM Punk for the AEW title. I think that right now, Wardlow wins. And he's free, and then we see what they can do with Wardlow minus MJF. I'm hoping it's better than what they did with Brian Cage and Lance Archer and other like mega big guys. I'm hoping, but anyway, I'm picking Wardlow 9 points. Poot.
Oh.
All right, boys. I got my 1 point. Fuck it. Let's see what chicanery is going to happen. 1 point, MJF.
This is very eerie of when you picked Rollins for 1 point.
Yeah, I know.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Have any of us tossed around the idea of a time limit draw in this match?
We have not.
And but the thing is, I'm thinking what happens is chicanery, and then the following Dynamite, Wardlow's reinstated because of the chicanery that was watched back on the tape.
Yeah, I mean they've done it. Well, no, I don't know if AEW has done it, but it's
AEW's not done it, but it's
been done before.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've seen it done. Other companies have done that before, so it's not outside the box.
And the thing is,
go ahead. You're not done.
Well, you know what? Now, you know what? I'm going to still play it safe, but I'm going to change it. 1 point Wardlow. 1 point Wardlow.
All right.
Yeah, 1 point Wardlow.
I don't know if, I don't know. Like I didn't really seriously consider it. Like I tossed it around in my head whenever I was talking, but I didn't give it like enough serious thought to say like, well, maybe they drag this out for a little bit longer or finish it on a Dynamite and they have like a time limit draw or a double DQ to where nobody wins, or they both lose.
Nobody wins, baby.
So everything pretty much stays the same. But I don't know if they would do that with something like this.
The only thing, and I like that idea because we know that AEW likes their time limit draws, but the only thing I'll say about that is they are in a pressure cooker right now. They have this, then they have Forbidden Door coming up in July, and then they have All Out coming up in August. So those are like your 3 pretty big fucking pay-per-views. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think they have time to be dancing around trying to finish this in like in the middle of a story. I think that this needs to get resolved now so that we can start looking at Forbidden Door options. Which, by the way, I know that everybody is already fantasy booking CM Punk versus Kazuchika Okada, which would be great, or Daniel Bryan versus Kazuchika Okada, which would be great. Bryan Danielson, my bad. I think that MJF should face and beat Kazuchika Okada. You want to give MJF a big fucking win? That's when you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you make him a made fucking man. Just my opinion. Moving right along, we have the women's title. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Nope, that's not the women's title match. This is the Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final.
Sir?
God, that's a mouthful. Sorry.
Check your blood sugar.
It's fine. Everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dr.
The
Britt
Urban
Baker.
Heart Birkin.
My heart blood versus
Heart blood.
versus Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander. We have you have three picks. The field will get the advantage of being able to pick on Saturday up till Saturday at noon, so they will know who is in the title, who's in the finals here. So they got a leg up on us, but you know what? I'll give it to them. That's fine. I'm confident in us. Tom, who you got? Britt Baker, Ruby Soho, or Chris Statlander?
I call fucking bullshit on this, but this is why I saved my 1 point for this.
Tom does not like to lose.
No. I just like an even playing field. I like what if one of us picks Chris Statlander? Not saying that is my pick, but what if one of us pick Chris Statlander and come Saturday, Chris Statlander is not even an option?
That's a break, little man.
That's
break
why
it
You
down.
lose your point. Yeah, guess you lose your point.
I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't need all three of you to berate me at once, but again,
We're gonna do it. That's what we do here. We
talk over each other and berate one another. But I'm
Welcome
putting
to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast, Tom.
I know.
John
I was gone a week, but John Madden.
John
Look, if we don't interrupt you every once in a while, you'll just talk forever. So one of us has to.
only whenever I actually have something worthwhile saying. Question:
Go on.
What does the winner of this tournament get? Do they get any sort of title opportunity, or is it just bragging rights and a pretty
It's a
belt,
good question.
or a trophy, or what?
Apparently, there are title belts at stake. I don't know that they're going to be defended. This may be like de facto, like the Greatest Royal Rumble title belt that was never seen again.
There was a title belt for that?
Yeah, man. They gave it to Braun Strowman when he won. It was like, it looked like the WWE title, but it was like a green background, which I never really understood because I'm like,
so it was a cross.
Saudi Arabia is not like tropical.
Yeah, so it was a cross between like the WWE title and the 24/7 championship. Got it. Anyways.
Kind of.
Okay.
What a waste on Braun Strowman.
Yeah, so he's over there probably jerking off on it, cocksuckman and fucking EC3, whatever.
Oh,
Back to this. I'm gonna put 1 point on Ruby Soho.
All right. I'm going 3 points on Dr. Britt Baker. I don't think that there's a chance that that they don't. And again, spoilers. I don't think that there's a chance that they don't capitalize on having Britt Baker and Adam Cole both win in the same night. So, yeah, that's that. 3 points, Dr. Britt Baker. Poot.
I was just fixing to say Destination Unknown, Ruby Soho. However, one of my favorite Rancid songs. Fucking awesome.
Yes. Yes.
However, I'm going to... What?
I was going to say, I love the fact that she's like such good friends with him.
With Lars.
Lars, yeah.
With Lars,
that he's like
Rancid.
Yeah, that he was just like, yeah, you should just go ahead and use the song. It's cool.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's because
that's
Rancid also owns their songs, so they have the latitude of going, yeah, fuck it, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck it, do it.
They're a great band, by the way. If you've never really listened to Rancid, listen to Rancid. They're fucking good.
Ransom.
Yes, Rancid.
Rancid, yes. I'm
Dude,
gonna go.
You can't do that when I'm drinking, dude. Oh, it came out my nose.
Yeah, I
Very
did
satisfying,
it.
very evil.
I'm gonna go 3 points on Dr. Britt Baker DMD because the optics of her and Adam Cole winning, so good.
You said 3 points. Okay. Ransom, who you got?
God, Poot. I hate you.
I love you.
Oh, I can smell the rum now. You're just the worst. Yes, Ransom. Oh, jeez, it caught me at the worst time too. Damn it. What's my next? Not the 2, but what's the next one up?
8.
Yes,
I was gonna say 3.
Dr. Britt Baker on 8.
I was gonna say 7. You're like, what's the next one up? I'm like 7.
Nope, that's 8.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's just the literal definition of being pinned into a corner. I know he's holding on to that 2 point. I know you're holding on to that 2 point for something, but the rest of them, you're all like, well, miss my life now.
Mistakes were made, Hausen.
Mm-hmm. So the finals. Sorry, I had a fruit pie.
What?
Fruit pie?
Yeah, man, they're terrible, but they're wonderful.
they're bad.
shove a whole fucking fruit pie in my mouth. I had like a bite of one. I'm like, oh man, these are terrible. They're so good.
Your heart blood.
Fine. The men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament final. That's a lot.
Say that with a mouthful of fruit pie.
They should just call it they should just call it the Owen, but I realized that like they're trying to like separate, the man from the art. I get it. But all that being said, we're all just gonna call it the Owen. The Owen men's final, Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Fuck me, Ron. I'm so excited about this match. I'm so excited about Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole.
Fuck me, running.
Like these two guys are two of my favorite guys of the last decade.
Even more so than CM Punk?
No, he's like number one. Okay. And I would say that these two probably occupy top 5 though. They're pretty awesome. So like the fact
one of the other ones is Super Dragon.
No, only because he hasn't been active. If Super Dragon actually been active, he'd be up there. But plus, I'm just waiting for his AEW debut. Anyway, Adam Cole, baby, 5 points.
Oh.
You know it's all about the boom. Adam Cole, baby, for 8 points.
Damn, son. Ransom?
What's after 2 in my pick list here?
9.
3.
Damn it, Poot. I'm going to put 9 points on the guy who has his gimmick stolen by Poot, Adam Cole. I mean, granted, it could be one of 50 different people, but only one of them.
It could be the other way around. Adam Cole, and him and I are buddies.
No, he didn't.
You're welcome, Adam.
You're the worst. Stop lying.
Yes!
Tom.
This man's Elias. This man is Elias. He's lying to you.
Fucking Kevin Owens is a treasure. Damn you, Kevin Owens, for signing that contract. Damn you to hell.
Yeah.
Tom, who you got?
7 points on Adam Cole, baby.
This man is Elias, okay?
Fun story. My one of my students who I subbed with is at the Double or Nothing week, and when he checked in, his hotel's right beside the arena, and Adam Cole and Brett Baker checked in right beside him, or right behind him. I would have fangirled so fucking hard. It would have been so tough for me not to go, oh my god, Adam Cole! And then
I can see you doing like the hands on the face, like just like
Jonah Hill.
standing yourself, just
Beef doing the hands on the face. Both Adam Cole and Britt Baker are fucking exhausted from traveling. And Beef's doing that, and he goes, oh my god, Britt Baker, Adam Cole, you're so great. Boom, right? Yeah, I love your penis. Hey, Britt Baker, what's going on? And Adam Cole stops and goes, what was that last part? Britt Baker, you're so cool. And he goes, yeah, whatever, just keep going.
Boom, baby. All right, moving right along here. Back on track. The tag team title match. Jurassic Express, which is Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, versus Team Taz with Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Poop.
Balls. I'm going to, just for giggles, I'm going to put 4 points on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Ransom.
I'm going to say a big 2 points on Jurassic Express. Toot toot.
There's your 2-pointer.
Yeah, baby.
Tom, who you got?
I'm also going to be using my 2-pointer, but I'm going to go with... Oh, boy. I think I'm going to go with Team Taz on this one.
My man. I definitely would have went Swerve and Keith had they not stood tall on Dynamite. The fact that they stood tall on Dynamite, I think that I don't know. Like we talk about Hangman Page having a lackluster title run. The Jungle Express has done nothing for me, or the Jurassic Express has done nothing for me. At this point, we're all just waiting for the Christian heel turn so he can feud with Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy can be an honest-to-God competitor. I love Luchasaurus, but at this point, he's more of an albatross for Jungle Boy than anything else. And I get that they're champions. I understand all of that. But I think it's time for Jungle Jack Perry to soar. So all of that said, I am picking Team Taz because Ricky Starks is a fucking legend. I love Ricky Starks, and I can't wait to see what AEW does to them. I'm putting 2 points on this because I can. The women's title match, the real women's title match, not to be confused with the TBS title match, the real AEW women's title match. Thunder Rosa and her all of 11 minutes of match time on Dynamite since she won the title versus Serena Deeb. Ransom.
Yikes. Oh, dearie me. I don't know. Is it telling the amount of TV time she's had since she's won the title? Like, is that kind of like a, hey, whoops? Or is it just coincidence? Like, has there just been too much other stuff going on? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? That's super weird.
I think the latter. I think because like for the latter part of a year, we've been hearing they're going to do an Owen Hart Cup tournament. They're going to do an Owen Hart Cup tournament, and like they've been talking about, and then all of a sudden
they're going to do a Bud Hart Cup tournament.
A month before Double or Nothing, they're like, "Hey, here's the tournaments, both of them," and I'm like, "You're okay." All right, strap in. Here we go. It's happening like now. So I just think that they ran out of time. I'm not going to say it's poor planning, but I think that the women's title took a backseat to the Owen tournaments, both of them. I think that the women's title took a backseat to the TBS title, which is weird to say, but oddly true. I think it's probably on par with the tag team titles, but yeah, I don't think it's a knock against Thunder Rosa. I just think it's a AEW going, well, we got to, we have so much to do and so little time.
Yeah, like that. I just had a hard time rationalizing in my head that it felt like kind of like, okay, Thunder Rosa's going to get there. She's going to get there. She's going to get there. And then she finally did. And it seemed strange that AEW would go, oh, you finally got there. Who cares? I don't know. It didn't seem like a thing. So I'm going to do whatever my next lowest number is here on the old Thunder Rosa.
Believe that would be 10 points. So I don't think you can call it. I don't think you can call it low anymore. I think it's just your 10-pointer.
It's lower than lower than the rest of the one I have.
It's true. Tom, who you got?
6 points on Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. I mean, again, I like Serena Deeb a lot. And Serena Deeb's already beaten Thunder Rosa on. Was it on? I think it was on AW programming. I don't remember exactly what the chicanery was with the NWA Women's Championship, but I'm pretty sure that Deeb beat Thunder Rosa on Dynamite. Serena Deeb is a great hand to have, and I think that she's a great benefit to the women's division. I wish that there was more time put into this feud. It just doesn't feel well fleshed out. I'm hoping that they have a really great match because I don't think there's a lot going for this match otherwise. So I'm really hoping they do have a really good match. But it's Thunder Rosa all day, all night. 11 points. Who?
Wow.
I'm gonna go 6 on Thunder Rosa. I'm gonna put my 6 on Thunder Rosa. Why not? I like her a lot. I like her music. I like her look. I think she's great. I think they need to sink more money, time, effort into her. And she's hot.
Always important when engaging a wrestling contest.
Yes.
Hey, did everybody pick that?
Notice how it was the last thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Tom has 6 on Thunder Rosa. I have 11 on her. Who has 6, and you have 10.
Okay, I wasn't. The only reason I asked that was because I didn't want to derail the pick train with just the little like, hey, isn't it kind of neat that the whole straight edge society is now AEW / Impact / also AEW kind of.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty freaking awesome that, They had two people who were just basically in WWE, CM Punk cronies. Now look how far freaking what's his I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Festus. Gallows. Look how freaking far that dude has come from Festus. Remember Festus, everybody, okay? Don't remember the 5th of November. Stop that. Remember Festus.
Go Google a picture of Festus and you'll hear that. You'll look at the picture and you'll hear this noise.
Yeah, like remember what they had going with him. And Serena Deeb, they did nothing with her. They're like, hey, go out there, show your boobies, shave your head, pow. You're a star, kid.
Kind of hot.
Now look at what they've done. I'm very happy with how far they came from what they were before. Sorry, sidetrack over. My bad.
No. You're right. You're 100% right. Serena Deeb has become the women equivalent of fucking Dean Malenko. The professor, right. I think is what she calls herself. The woman of like 1,000 holes. Yeah, she is really fucking good. Like, and I'm a big Hikaru Shida mark. So like the fact that I'm able to praise her so much after she beat Shida, and they're like, she beat Shida a lot. I really like Deeb, and I think that she has a great place in the AEW to grow and foster the next generation.
Think of how. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and they need it. Impact right now has the best women's title picture. But let's not belabor the fact here. Let's jump main event time because I know the Tiger's getting on here. So we're gonna let you pick first, Tom, before we get all loquacious. Hangman Page versus CM Punk. Who you got? And it is for your
4 points.
It is a 4-pointer for you. Who you got?
God. This would be one where if there's going to be a time limit draw, this would probably be the one.
Shit, didn't think of that.
So I honestly have no fucking idea, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say CM Punk.
CM Punk has been a catalyst of a movement. Every single time that he's won a big time championship for the first time. In Ring of Honor, it was the Summer of Punk. When Punk finally won the Ring of Honor title and then started wearing suits and ties and said, I'm going to New York. Fuck you guys in this title. I'm out. When, everybody's fucking favorite, CM Punk, the quirky underdog, had now become the corporate shill. The Summer of Punk, 2000 and what year was that? 2009? I don't remember anymore. Fuck. I think it was 07 when he beat John Cena. And the pipe bomb leading up to it and the walkout, the first bidding war, if you will, where he disappeared. He was gone. And, the wrestling world was hot for a couple of weeks until he got squashed by Kevin Nash. Or until he got verbally squashed by Kevin Nash and then physically squashed by Triple H.
Oh.
Yep. So, and now here we are on the precipice, the gateway to summer, Memorial Day, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that we are headed for the third Summer of Punk. I am picking CM Punk for 1 point. Who?
I'm going CM Punk 11 points. Fuck the world.
Damn.
Number one, it's all I had left. Number two, I really think that it would be good because, listen, Adam Page has had a run with that belt. Love Adam Page. Wow. I feel like, now listen, I didn't say good run. I didn't say bad run. It's been a run. And I think it's good for his first run with a really super huge keynote belt. I think it was good. He needs to get knocked off that mountain and he needs to build back up into something a little more credible, develop the character more other than just white meat baby-faced cowboy shit.
Belch.
And I think that it will behoove him to do that. And I think it also lends him credence that the person who could take it off him was CM Punk, a legend that can still go. And then it will also lend credence to whoever pulls that title off of Punk, which has to be fucking MJF. I honestly, seriously, I think that there is a win-win here. It is a win for Punk because he gets the belt. It's a win for old Captain Cowboy shit because he'll get knocked off the podium by someone credible and can build himself up and develop himself. And MJF taking the belt off of CM Punk will lend him every credence in the world because now he's not just heel who makes good points. He's heel that is good points. So 11 on CM Punk.
Well said. Ransom.
Yeah, for everything that Poot said, and for everything that Beef has said prior, as far as like looking ahead, I don't think they have. I think with this, time is against them for Punk. Not because of his age, just because of all the events that they have coming up. I think they have to pull the trigger on Punk now because they're not going to be able to at Forbidden Door. And I don't think they want to wait long enough for the next AEW pay-per-view to happen. I think the timing is right at this juncture for CM Punk. And yeah, like this will be the third summer of Punk. And it'll just be another one of those things where he could just come out and lay into the mic. Like, look at all the damn championships that he's won. Look at everything that he's done for it. Look how much he's going to elevate everything. Look how every time he's won a title, he's elevated it. And it's been the most interesting thing in that promotion whenever he had that title. It has to be. I don't see any legitimate reason for Punk not to win this. And Tom did scare me a bit there when he said, well, maybe this is the one that goes to a time of a draw. Like, oh, dear God, no. I didn't even think of that. But timing-wise, like, I don't think the timing's right for it. I think it has to be Punk. End of speech, Ron Swanson.
No, this is all right. And they've had Hangman win some matches against big time talents. Namely Danielson. They had 8-time limit draw and then 2 matches where Hangman won. He beat Cole. He beat Archer. He beat Omega. Like, he has had, and in theory, you would think with that list of competitors that he has beaten, this should be like a fucking mega run. This is like a Hogan run in the 80s. And it just doesn't feel like it. It feels like we've been waiting for the other shoe to drop the whole time. Is he going to lose to Daniels? Is he going to lose to Cole? Is he going to lose to Punk? He may not lose to Punk. He may end up beating Punk. I think that would be a mistake. But I can see a scenario where he beats Punk, and somebody comes back and attacks him. Not necessarily Kenny Omega, but a guy like Miro. And you set your fucking sails with Miro. You set a big, long fucking feud all summer with Hangman and Miro. Have Miro take the title all out, and he's your fucking flagship guy. I think that a lot of balls are up in the air, man.
Could this be where Wyndham Rotunda shows up?
It's a lot of wishful thinking.
Maybe, but I mean, realistically, I think that there's probably more truth to the MJF stuff than there is work. I think that MJF absolutely knows his own value. And regardless of whether he thinks he'll be used well in the Fed, I think that he knows that the Fed will pay him a lot of fucking money. Especially with his buddy Cody Rhodes over there now. So I think that if they had plans for MJF to be like the guy and be like their fucking, flag bearer, I think that those could be up in the air. So it's not without it's not outside the realm of believability that Hangman Page wins. I don't think it's the right decision, but it wouldn't surprise me. I think absolutely it's Punk's time to shine. I think absolutely Punk should be the shortest reigning champion in AEW history. I think absolutely he should lose to MJF as soon as All Out in August. Wow. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's fine. CM Punk was one of the longest reigning WWE champions in modern history. We talked about some of the longest reigning champions a couple weeks back with with the Stump the Chumps. CM Punk's in that category of the long. I don't think he needs a super long AEW title reign. I think it'll be more impactful if he gets it. He's on top of the world, and MJF just snipes him from the tower. Like, think about how much more heat that would give MJF. I'm the guy who not only dethroned CM Punk, but I took him down after 2 months. Like, how big of a deal would that be? So I think the time is now, and it is the summer of Punk once again.
So you talked about, are you done with your pick there on that?
Yeah, I mean my pick. I only have 1 point on this because the betting odds, the betting lines are very close on this. I think Punk is like minus 130. I think Hangman's plus 110. So like that's about as close to fucking even as you're gonna get.
So you talked about like Page winning and somebody debuting or re-debuting. You talked about Miro. Is it a possibility that we see Cesaro show up at this pay-per-view? Because he's ready to go, right?
Yeah, man.
What's his face? Johnny Gargano.
Allegedly.
Gargano would be fucking great. Oh, what about Cesaro?
Did I not just say that?
You sure did. Allegedly.
But what about Cesaro, guys?
John Madden. Damn it, Pooch.
Allegedly, if you believe what's out there, and I really do, that cameraman who's all clad in black, like including like a hood, has about the same dimensions as Cesaro. And he showed up right around the time that Cesaro's WWE contract expired.
Oh, so there's been like a mystery cameraman on AEW?
Yes.
And they've made a point to like frame him in shots.
But they've never said a word about it. Not one person has made a word. Like, no one's like come close to him, but like he's been in shots. It's a weird fucking thing, man. And I'm wondering what the payoff's gonna be. Cause that's a weird fucking thing.
Yeah. Like, is he out there for this match and somehow gets involved one way or another? You see this cameraman do something to either cost CM Punk the title or cost Hangman Page the title, and then after the 1, 2, 3, it's a reveal.
I think it would be cost Hangman Page the title, if anything.
So he costs Hangman Page. Let's just spitball here. Let's say it is Cesaro. And Cesaro, as this cameraman, costs Page the title. Is the payoff on that the big reveal of Cesaro, and Cesaro starts a non-title feud with Page? Or does Cesaro align himself with CM Punk and you have them together for some reason or another.
I don't think you have a Punk faction. I don't think he needs one. Honestly, looking into my crystal ball, I would be hella excited for a Cesaro Adam Page feud. Like, they're two pretty evenly built dudes. I think that they can both of them can probably go like 40, 50 minutes without blinking an eye. And I think that that a feud between those two would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I absolutely, but it would just be weird. It would literally be from out of nowhere. Like, why is this cameraman?
Though? Yeah. Hey guys, really quick, I'll BRB. This is on the recording, by the way.
Good.
All right, we're not professional.
Yeah, if only we had several instant messaging that we could have told each other that.
No, I'm not Joe Rogan.
Live.
Okay,
Audience
we're not
behind the curtain.
There's no behind the
Who
curtain here.
fucking killed the podcast kayfabe?
He sure fucking did.
Don't be poop fucking me.
And just murder Poot. I thought you had to BRB. Go.
But yeah, it's just a weird fucking thing, man. Like, why? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're gonna debut Cesaro, why have him be under a hood for several weeks as a cameraman?
Yeah,
but they've not drawn any attention to it. It's all this whole fucking thing. I don't know, man.
Is it possible that this person is just a cameraman that just happened to be in some weird shots, or do you think it's too purposeful? Do you think the shots of him are just too purposeful that it has to be something more than just some dude?
I don't see any reason why they would have any cameraman wearing a mask.
That's a very good point.
This isn't like a COVID mask. This is like a hood. And I just posted a picture in the Discord. This is like a mask with eye holes cut out.
Yeah, why do that?
There's, it doesn't make any... I don't understand. It's just a weird thing. Unless this is like a weird Cesaro thing where he's like, this would be a great, a great fucking, work on the fans, or, it'd be funny, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That's interesting. So let me ask you this. If gun to your head, you had to put $100 down on somebody, either making a new debut or re-debuting at this pay-per-view, you had to put $100 of your own money down on it. Who would that one person be?
Nobody.
Really? You think we go this pay-per-view without seeing anybody? Think they save that for what's after Forbidden Door? All Out?
All Out.
Think they save it for All Out?
Well, and I mean, like, we've gotten conditioned to expect, like, big debuts. Like, oh, hey, Bray, when number Tunda's contract's up. Oh, hey, Johnny Gargano's contract's up. Oh, the 90 days is up. When are they going to be on TV? Like, and I mean, yes, granted, like, the CM Punk debut followed by the Bryan Danielson and the Adam Cole debut on the same night, like, that all fell right in line and really lit us all on fire. And we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And Sting coming out of nowhere 2 years ago. Yeah, this is great. Like, this is the Tony Khan thing. He has absolutely set us up to expect every single pay-per-view. Okay, which one of our favorites are they going to bring out now?
Yeah.
But they didn't for Revolution. The wild cards that they had in the Owen Hart tournaments were not. I'm sorry, the Jokers were not like super like, oh my God, I can't believe they got so and so. It was John Morrison and the really good Japanese girl. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But like, people that were like, oh, that's cool, but nothing that blew my mind.
Okay.
So I think that they're trying to cool off on that a little bit. So it wouldn't shock me if maybe they are holding some cards, no pun intended, for All Out. But that being said, if you're saying, okay, who's going to debut, if it absolutely has to be somebody, I would say more likely than not, it would be Gargano. I'd say Gargano over Rotunda, because I think that's kind of grown cold a little bit. But at the same time, maybe they've just been waiting for it to cool off before they're like, hey, look, it's Bray Wyatt, everybody. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What about you? If you had your choice and you had your druthers, who would you like to see that's out there currently that could feasibly come and show up? Who would you like to see?
Me personally, I would like to see Cesaro. Bray or Wyndham Rotunda would be super exciting to see. But at this pay-per-view here, just with everything going on, I don't think it's the right time. If Wyndham Rotunda ever shows up again, who knows? I don't know what his dreams, aspirations, or plans are. But if he does, this just doesn't seem the time for him to show up. Like, I think he shows up in a big, big way. And I don't know what big way there is for him to show up on this pay-per-view. I think Cesaro's been away long enough that if he shows up, he's going to get a very big pop. And I've said it many times when he was in WWE. I feel like Cesaro was very underutilized for what he could bring to the table. And I don't have any concrete evidence to the point, but I speculate that it's because of his ability to do promos, maybe because of an accent or because of a language barrier or what have you. But the dude was solid in the ring. He looked crisp. Every time he was in the ring, he looked crisp. He never looked like he was going to hurt somebody, no matter what crazy thing he did. The dude is tougher than, week old steak. Like he took a jaw shot to the turnbuckle pole and jacked two of his teeth up into his skull and kept going. Kept going through that match. Didn't stop, didn't roll out, didn't get hey, we'll let his partner finish the match. Nah, man, he kept going. And then posted a picture afterwards and be like, hey, man, look at my teeth got all fucking fucked up. Not to mention the point that I can't remember seeing him winded. He has the total, I don't want to say it because I don't want to curse him. I don't want to say total package, but like he's the whole kit and caboodle. Better. Is that a better phrase? That's a hillbilly phrase.
Well, he
does.
They don't call him the Swiss Superman for nothing.
You're right. He brings everything to the table, and I feel like if he goes to AEW, they're not going to let a diamond in the rough like Cesaro get away. So I would love to see him there because I want to see him featured because I know he can do it, and I miss seeing him perform because, like I said, for all the reasons I said before, this dude was a monster in the ring. This dude picked up the Big Show from just like a standing position and just like gut wrenched him up and over the top rope when he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Like, good Lord, the dude he's the Swiss Superman. He needs to have a nice, good featured role wherever he goes, and I hope that's AEW.
Very Swiss, very, very super, very evil.
No, not very evil, very good. Superman, very good. Well, unless it's other iterations of Superman, I don't know. But I agree. I agree.
I only came into, honestly, part of the conversation right whenever Ransom was talking about Cesaro's toughness and everything like that. But from in general, I'm sure I agree with Ransom, and I would not mind seeing Cesaro featured in AEW. I just wanted to pop in real quick and bid you all adieu for the night. So,
good night, Mr. Tiger Bomb.
Good night.
Night,
and,
TBT.
I enjoy. I look forward to listening to this episode whenever it airs. Goodbye.
So that leaves us with this question, gents. Beef, first off, do we have a Stump the Chump this week?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let me take a peek here. We do.
Okay, so here's my question for you blokes. And I leave the decision solely upon your two very capable shoulders. Do we call this a 1-episode week as a super show? A little bit longer than we normally do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we hit a Stump the Chumps now. We call it a 1 super show episode week. Or do we hit another short episode and do a Stump the Chumps in the second short episode?
Nah, super show this week.
Yep.
Double or nothing picks,
I'm
man.
for it.
Super show.
Lay that Stump the Chumps on us there, big, sexy, beefy beef. What?
Thanks, man. Yeah, so speaking of going for double or nothing, Pat's going for, his first win in, I don't know, months, years, who knows?
Wow. Wow.
Easy, nice and short and easy this week. Just how I like it. Who had the most reigns as the ECW TV champion?
Most reigns.
Most reigns.
That has to be a pretty short list of contenders, right?
I think it's RVD. It might be Rhino, but I think it's RVD.
Most reigns. Now,
as the TV champion.
Did RVD have the most reigns?
I think RVD has the longest.
Are we just thinking like longest?
That might be. Might be because whenever I think of the ECW title, I think of RVD.
RVD was like legit, I think, 2.5 years.
Something like that.
Probably, yeah. I don't think that title changed hands very much, did it?
No. It was actually more respected than the heavyweight belt.
More or less, yeah.
I figure I don't remember it changing hands a whole lot. Because you never really heard of we're gonna have a 16-time ECW TV champ. Like that never really happened.
Like I know. Well, obviously it's synonymous with RVD. I think I know this isn't the answer, but like I'm just trying to weed out who had it so we could try and guess. But like, I think Sabu had it at one point.
Probably.
I think.
Would Raven have been one that would have had the TV title?
No, but Sandman. I think Sandman did.
No, I don't think.
You don't think Sandman?
Titles. Sandman may have had the ECW title at one point or another, but outside of that, he didn't have a ton of titles. Sandman didn't.
Wow, I would have definitely thought Sandman would have been a shoo-in for the TV title. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. He I don't think he's the answer to our question though. But
no, I legit think it's some, I don't want to say Ham and Egger, but like someone like Danny Doring.
It probably is Ham and Egger.
Right, but Rhino had it for a while and then won the world title too and was carrying.
That's true. It was a jump off point.
And then he went to the
Would Terry Funk and Cactus Jack have been in the TV title hunt whenever they were in ECW?
No,
maybe Jack, but not Terry.
No, not even Cactus. Because the TV title wasn't.
That was WCW.
Yeah, the TV title wasn't it wasn't around for a ton of time. I think it was. It definitely came around after like they became Extreme. I don't think it was like an NWA style belt.
Yeah, no way it wasn't. Because it was the NWA belt became the ECW belt, and then they spawned off the belts off that.
Right. So and I think this happened like later in their life cycle anyway, which is why RVD jumps to mind. I think he had it at least twice.
What about like trying to think of, as Beef put it, the Ham and Eggers. I know Taz had it. at one point.
That's who I was thinking of. Freaking
Taz
Taz
had it. I think.
Biscuity barrels.
Oh, what about I think let's see, Mikey Wimprek had it. I think that's the belt that Jack helped him win.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't a lot. There weren't a lot of titles. Like you said, I don't think there were a lot of titles. I think there was. I want to say.
To answer your question, I think he was Ransom.
What was that? I'm sorry, Ransom. My bad.
Just
Incredible. Would he have been in ECW around the time with the TV title though?
I think
he was.
Go ahead.
Too young for that? I can't remember.
Well, no, him and Lance Storm were the Impact players, and they had the tag team belts for a hot minute.
What about like Too Cold Scorpio?
It's not a bad pick.
I was gonna say Scorpio. That was because it was during. It was like Scorpio was in there. I think Pitbull #2 was in there too.
What about the franchise?
Shane Douglas?
Yeah,
I don't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Douglas. Oh, he might have.
He was.
He might have. Because
Shane Douglas was the first ever Extreme, right?
Yeah.
Because he did away with the Eastern Championship Wrestling title and inaugurated the Extreme Championship title, right?
Mm-hmm. And ironically, ECW was very protective of their titles for the most part. They didn't do a lot of hot shotting. They didn't do, like, to Poot's point, like, champions kind of held belts for a while. And when they when they lost them, it felt meaningful. What about Mike Awesome?
Oh, I don't know if Mike Awesome. He might have held it once, but I don't remember him being in that hunt. I remember guys like you said, like I remember. I remember Scorpio. I remember
Steve Carino.
Steve Carino. Are you
Jerry Lynn? I'm throwing out middle of the road guys.
Yeah, I know, but those guys were, even though they were middle of the road guys, they were still held to really high regard. I'm thinking of guys that were like we said, Taz, Wimprek, Dean Malenko. Didn't Dean Malenko hold it at one point?
Probably.
I mean, maybe, but it would have been for a cup of coffee because he was in the whole fucking class and went to WCW.
But that was kind of the beauty and curse of this belt, is that it was either you had the belt for a cup of coffee or you held it for fuck all ever.
I just don't think that they would. I don't think he was around long enough to be.
I have to ask a question before we go further. And this goes off of something that Poot said.
What's that?
One of you two refresh my memory. Did Too Cold Scorpio go from ECW to WWF and turn into Flash Funk?
Yes.
Or did he go from Flash Funk back to ECW?
No, he was Too Cold Scorpio or just Scorpio on the Indies and then in ECW. And then he went to WWF, and they turned him into Flash Funk. And then once Terry Funk showed up there and stopped faffing around with Mick Foley, then him and Too Cold Scorpio were in a tag team together.
Okay, so that was after ECW then.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I would either hang my hat on Scorpio or RVD. RVD had the longest, but I don't think he had the most. I would hang my hat on either Scorpio or someone like someone else, like either Guerrero, Malenko, or Super Crazy or someone.
Super Crazy. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Super Crazy.
Maybe
awesome.
Super Crazy, but like Malenko, Jericho, Benoit, Guerrero,
they weren't there long enough.
They were not there anywhere near long enough.
But they made a really big.
Kind of
to get the amount of reigns, I guess you're
multiple. Right. I know RVD had it at least twice. It would not surprise me if there was 3.
Well, but
here's the thing. I have trouble thinking of anybody holding it multiple times though. So the fact that I can say with ease that RVD was at least a 2-time TV champion, I don't know. Because there is a lot of ECW in my blind spot. There really is.
I personally, and take this for whatever grains you take this for, I like the Scorpio pick from Poot. I think
yes, that's not a bad one.
I think if you were going to say, "Hey, give me a name right stat now," I think I'd go with Poot, and I think I'd go Scorpio.
I'd say either Scorpio or Taz. And I don't think Taz had enough reigns with it.
I don't think he did. I think Scorpio was there long enough to have the reigns. I think Scorpio probably didn't climb to the top. I think he maintained a steady mid-card ham and egger, like Beef was saying. I'm comfortable hitching my train to the Scorpio engine. Gun to my head. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and I'm down for that. So we're gonna say Scorpio then?
I think Poot's nailing it on that because that sounds right. He was there long enough. I was in that division.
Yeah, I was thinking of just guys that were keynote, that were not sitting in the world title all the time, because that is in true fashion. That mid card belt is what really where you saw a lot of the great workers.
Yep.
So, and Scorpio, he does not get the fucking credit he deserves, man. I'll tell you.
I'll be honest.
Turned him into a joke.
I'll be honest here, though. I think you're overselling the TV belt. I think that you have a lot of high regards for it because you're thinking of all these guys. I literally think between RVD, Scorpio, and the occasional Raven, or maybe Dreamer, and I don't even think Tommy Dreamer had it at all. I think it was just a bunch of guys like fucking Amish, Roadkill, or fucking Danny Doring, or fucking, just random, not even fucking New Jack, guys below New Jack. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but
if you're saying that, then I would definitely feel comfortable saying Scorpio because I feel like he's probably the top of that type of list.
Yes, top of the ham and eggers. And again, no shade to Scorpio. He basically brought a style into Periphery that was hitherto unknown, and basically classical pro wrestling mixed with the lucha stuff. The luchas were doing the lucha stuff, and wrestlers were wrestling, but he was really one of the first that did a fusion of the two. But he was definitely before his time. So yes, I am okay saying Too Cool Scorpio.
Good enough.
Are we going with that? All right. The one thing I have over Legend Dave, and it's that I'm consistently testing you guys, whether win or lose, and not being some flash in the pan champ chump.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Jeez, I'm here for the Pat Dave feud.
Are we gonna have our first feud?
I really am. I feel like it's coming.
I love it.
Get Ryuk involved in that, and that's a triple threat right there.
I like it. But for as great as your feuding is, Pat, you just couldn't do it again, man. You could not do it. The answer is Too Cool Scorpio with 4 reigns.
Just 4.
Just 4. That's what I'm saying. There weren't a lot of TV title reigns. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, you had us. You had us guessing, Pat. We were worried. Very little. By the way, a keynote. Terry Funk did hold the TV title, as did Sabu, as did Taz. They were 3 of the first 5 champions.
Oh, Sabu held it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Dean Malenko did hold it.
Dean Malenko.
Twice. Eddie Guerrero did hold it twice as well. Mikey Whipwreck held it twice as well. Franchise held it twice as well.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Jericho held it. Jericho held it. Actually, Franchise, just the twice. So, yeah. And RVD was just a one-time champion, but he had it for 700 days. So that's why, my mind went to.
I said 2.5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, man. That's a long ass fucking time.
That's a fucking big ass reign, baby.
But and apparently Matt Cardona beat Rhino for the championship and threw the title under a garbage can back in January. That's
okay.
a thing, man.
Stop it.
By the way, if we're going number of days, Shane Douglas had had 350 with 2 reigns, and then Rhino with 2 reigns with 340, Scorpio with 274 with 4 reigns, and Taz with 2 reigns of 267. So, all of that being said, we those are all the names that we were kind of gravitating around. So, but unfortunately for you, Pat, you couldn't do it, man. We were in our glory tonight.
Here it comes.
We doubled down.
Oh, fuck.
We've won, sir, and you've lost. And you know what you get? Pat?
Oh.
You lose, sir. And you get nothing.
Oh, that was...
There's no better way to end a show than to give poor Pat his comeuppance. And look, since this has been a super show and we have gone very long in the tooth for one episode, give us a taco for this ending here, Poot.
By the way, I also can't wait to give Dave his comeuppance when one of us wins the title on Sunday.
Oh,
damn.
It's going to happen.
Talk on me, Poot.
I really believe that. The only advantage they have is knowing who is going to face Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So suck it easy, fuckheads. All right, thank you very much. This is going to be between a burrito and a little quesadilla. So make sure you stick with it. Thank you to our sponsors, our late Mr. Tiger Uppercut Bomb Tom, and his very awesome page on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, Casual Gaming Dad, or Casual Gaming Dad 84 if you're feeling frosty over on Twitch. You go check him out. Plays a lot of awesome games, streams a lot of awesome content. We play Among Us every Tuesday. Make sure you check that fucking shit out. Ransom, I need a timestamp on the last one that you sent because I really want to see it because the lols are real. Also, go check out gouldgaming.com. That's Gould, Gould. Gould? Yeah. Gouldgaming.com and search on Casual Gaming Dad. Buy some of his awesome merch and your very own Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast t-shirt. We also want to thank Frigoff Ransom, our very own Ransom the Madman, and his wonderful YouTube channel. Go give him a subscribe and like all his videos because they're all amazing and he's a wonderful, sweet boy who's the best. And we also want to thank, even though, much like my Fast Count News, which hasn't happened in an eon and a half, but we want to thank Mr. Beef the Legend as well and his beef raw. I like it when he does those. They're good. We also want to thank Sean Tischler and his work with independent wrestling in the Pennsylvania area. I say Pennsylvania area because he doesn't just do the central Pennsylvania area. He stretches a little bit beyond those bounds. So thank you very much, Sean. And we're hyped because we're going to be going to the Clearfield show. I know we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be a lot of fun. For myself, the Barbarian Poot the Bard, Mr. Tiger Bomb Tom, our resident madman, Alec Ransom. That's right, I used his full Christian name. And our encyclopedia of wrestling, Mr. Beef the Legend. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Fucking spot blown.